good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today, we're going to be looking at a new Yveltal card. Now, hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, this is the start of a trend. We've pretty much finished looking at Sun and Moon 8 in Japan. That is the last few cards that are going to be in Lost Thunder. We do have one video remaining for that, but after that, that is it. Those cards have been revealed and looked at. So what we need to do is have a little bit of a look at Dark Order. Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, Dark Order has not really started leaking yet. But hopefully this will be the start of an avalanche. There's a new Yveltal card, and I'm going to be honest with you. I really quite like it. It doesn't completely make sense, but I like it rather a lot indeed. Of course, Yveltal cards traditionally have been pretty good. The one that originally came out in X and Y and then got reprinted over and 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 over again was the one with Oblivion Wing, which was a good setup Pokemon in Darkness decks for a long time. We had the Fright Night Yveltal, which came out in Breakthrough, which had the ability that essentially turned off tools with Pitch Black Spear that was a good attack. We had Yveltal EX, which shaped the format for a long time. Anyone else remember when it was the entire top 4 at the first ever international championships? And even Yveltal GX, as much as it's not been great, at least had an interesting GX attack. Although there was a promo Yveltal that just plain sucked. Well, this new one, ladies and gentlemen, it does not. It has been revealed and translated by the lovely David Hochmann over at Rappelman TCG. Who else? And the basics here are good. We like the basics, ladies and gentlemen. Now, in terms of weakness, it's weak to lightning, which means you're weak to Zero Aura. We did talk recently about how Turbo Lightning based around Zero Aura. I'll put a link to that one in the description. I did tell you how that is potentially going to be good in the near future. As it stands, that is the only thing you really need to be worried about, and to be honest, that should be one hit KOing you anyway. It's got a resistance to fighting, which is always good with Buzzwole running around. And what is kind of annoying, it means that technically you will be able to survive a Lycan Rock Claw Slash, but they're going to be playing Diancie Prison Star, so you're not really going to survive Lycan Rock Claw Slash, Boo, Hiss, etc. Now, it has got 110 HP, which, I mean, it's lower than the good one that had 130. We usually expect a bit more HP from an Yveltal here, which kind of sucks, but, you know, it's not terrible. I mean, it's right up there with Tapu Koko. It just means that, unlike the other one, you won't be able to take a hit from a Zoroark GX, so that is a bit of a pain. Now, being a Darkness Pokemon, you can use Devoured Field to do an extra 10 damage if you so wish, and it does mean you're hitting weakness against Bayonet GX and against Dawn Wings Necrozma, which is pretty gosh darn good. And don't forget that being a non-GX does mean that you can take advantage of Shrine of Punishment if you so wish, which is something that an awful lot of non-GX decks are doing at the moment. The really weird thing about this, though, it's got free retreat. Yveltal doesn't have free retreat. Yveltal has a retreat cost of 2. The one from X and Y, retreat cost of 2. The one from Breakthrough, retreat cost of 2. The promo, retreat cost of 2. The EX, retreat cost of 2. The GX, retreat cost of 2. Why does this have free retreat? That makes no sense to me. It's awesome, especially in a format where Floatstone is rotating out, so free retreat has become more important than ever. But why does this have free retreat? It doesn't make any sense. Hey ho. And we did talk about the basics for longer than usual, but the basics are really good here. As always, if you want to flick straight to the attacks, there will be timestamps in the description. So the first attack, according to David here, pretty gosh darn nice attack. You do 30 damage for a single energy, and you discard a special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? This is like Drampa, but better. You do 10 more damage and you hit for weakness. You see, Drampa did this for a single colourless energy, 20 damage, not 30, and of course being a colourless Pokemon, you're hitting nothing for weakness. This, on the other hand, you are hitting for weakness, and we talked about Bayonet a minute ago, but let's not sleep on Shuppet. You'll be getting a one-hit KO on Shuppet here, which is absolutely brilliant. You're against a Bayonet deck, you go second, you get a Darkness Energy on Yveltal, and all of a sudden you're just getting a one-hit KO on Shuppet. This is really, really useful, and I think something that's going to be an absolutely huge advantage here. But going back to getting rid of the energy here, double colourless is likely to be big going forward because of Zoroark. Zoroark doesn't look like it's going to be going anywhere. So that's quite an advantage. And okay, these fighting decks have lost strong energy, but Boswell decks are still going to have beast energy. You never know when super boost energy is going to be good, and counter energy is one of those cards. It provides any 2 energy to a non-EX, non-GX when you're behind on prizes. And honestly, it's one of those cards that to me just really, really seems like it's always going to be good. That's not to say it's always going to be amazing. It is to say that it's always going to be interesting, and there's always going to be cards we can use with it. So it's a card you really need to keep in mind. But here's the thing. 2 things, actually. Firstly, we don't know what special energy are going to be released in the future. There is absolutely every possibility that we get more in the future that actually starts to look amazing. And secondly, Puzzle of Time has rotated out / been banned. Special Charge has rotated out. There's no way really to recover special energy at the moment, at least with trainer cards. One of the best ways to recover special energy is by using Bayonet, but then again, if you use Bayonet, then you're weak to Yveltal, which is not a good thing, because then you're giving up 2 prizes. It's not worth it. I adore this attack. And I think it's much better than Drampa's was. And bearing in mind, right, we used to use Drampa a lot. To be clear, right, I know that Drampa hasn't rotated out, but Drampa used to be really good, and it's pretty much entirely fallen out of favour. But when it was good, it was doing 20 damage, not 30. It wasn't hitting for weakness, and people could use Special Charge. Now you are hitting for weakness, and a decent weakness, bye-bye Shuppet. You're doing 30 damage, not 20, and your opponent cannot recover their special energy. And let's not forget, Shrine of Punishment is a thing here. And again, you can use it for Drampa, but Drampa takes a damage counter doing so. One of the things that's really great here is that if you come across a deck which is GX and relies on special energy, you can sit here just getting rid of their special energy with this attack, knowing that they're taking damage from Shrine of Punishment in the meantime. It's wonderful. I am a big fan of this attack. And there's 3 things I really need to stress here when I'm saying how good this attack is. Basic Pokemon, single energy, free retreat. That is the perfect trifecta for a Pokemon that you want to use at the beginning of the game. It's phenomenal. Now, the second attack is not as good, and I'm not going to pretend it is, but it's still kind of useful. It does 60 damage for 2 energy, and you get to stop your opponent retreating the following turn. And anyone that has been watching this channel for a while knows that in this situation, I am going to mention Gabite. I adore Gabite. I played Garchomp for quite a while. I saw a weirdly large amount of success with it, you know, relative to how good the card actually was. And I loved Gabite because it stopped your opponent retreating. Now, if we look at the damage here, the damage is actually pretty good. You add a Choice Band, you're up to 90 with weakness 180, bye-bye Dawnwing's Necrozma. And okay, you're not quite getting up to the stage of KOing a Bayonet, who has 190 HP, but that's okay, because you've got Devoured Field, and you've got Shrine of Punishment, either of which will do that extra 10 and get the KO here, so that's really nice. Without weakness, you're essentially getting a 2-hit KO on anything. Against a Boswell, again, you're up to 180 in 2 hits, not 190, but Devoured Field or Shrine of Punishment, you'll be okay here. And against something like a Boswell, I mean, they're doing a base 10 with Jet Punch because you got a resistance to fighting. This is a decent attack just to sit there and hitting. And remember, they can't retreat. So you may well be able to strand something in the active. Maybe you play a Guzma. That's really good. Here's one thing I need to stress, though. We are in a format at the moment where it's much less likely they're going to be trying to retreat. Everyone's playing Guzma. A lot of people are playing Ace Roller. A lot of people are going to be playing Tate and Liza. So people are going to have switching options that we've not traditionally had. Switching is going to be bigger for some people than retreating is. But even so, it's really useful, and because you're 2-hit KOing most things, if you can trap them in the active for 1 turn, then they're not going to be able to escape before you've KO'd them. That's awesome. And I should mention here, we talked about getting rid of counter energy with the first attack. Do remember you can use counter energy for the second attack. And in a counter energy deck, you're likely to be hitting for weakness, and you're likely to be playing Choice Band. So this is a really good candidate for playing in a counter energy deck as your darkness type. I like this a lot. I mean, to sum up here, it's a ridiculously good starting Pokemon in Darkness decks. Free retreat, basic, good attack for 1 energy. Getting rid of special energy is way better than it's been in ages because we've lost special charge. And it's good in counter energy decks. I'm giving it 4 Wassies. Might be a bit generous. I honestly don't think it is. I love it. Single energy, good attack, free retreat. Sign me up, ladies and gentlemen. Sign me up. But maybe you're not as convinced as I am, or maybe you are and you just want to gush about it. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, the comment section is a great place to do so. Go nuts, but do remember the rule. Please be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves. Until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.